Hello everyone. Today I will explain how to download the disaster management related data from EM-DAT website. This EM-DAT repository is prepared by the Center for Research on Epidemiology and Disaster. So to go into that particular website, what you have to do is to either you can type EM-DAT.be, or what you can do, you can search in the Google search bar with EM-DAT, and then you will come to this link, that is International Disaster Database. You click here and you come to this website. Here you will find many disaster related records collected throughout the all over the world. To get the data, you need to click on this access data button, which is present in the top right corner or in the middle of the page, that is here. Okay, so if I click on this, where I will reach in this page, this is the repository login page. So when you are at the beginning, first time visiting the website, you need to register into the website by clicking on this register button. And this is a very straightforward registration page where you have to give the login page, the email address for login, your first name, last name, from which country you belong to, your organization name. Okay, if you belong to a particular user group, you can write it here, and then type the password and confirm the password. After that, you have to click this I accept the EM-DAT terms of use as well as the database license agreement when applicable. So once you fill all these necessary fields, you click OK, and after clicking the OK button, you will get a mail in your in your provided mail ID here in this field. Okay, I have used my mail ID, which is this one, and I have my own password here. So once you give your login credentials, after registering into the website and providing the correct login credential, you come to this page again. But this time you are in your account, okay, where you can access your data. So now, after providing your user information in the registration page, you click on this go button present in the access data place. Now you click on this, and where you come into this page where you have to choose a particular type of disaster. All the disasters uh, happen in the world here presented in a hierarchical way. The two main categories are natural disaster and man-made disaster or technological disaster. Okay, if you go into the natural disaster, you will see different types of natural disaster like meteorological, hydrological, geophysical, extraterrestrial, climatological, biological. And if you go to the technological, then many different man-made disasters you can see, like industrial accident, miscellaneous accident, transport. Okay, so And the next button here is the country, where you can choose a particular continent like Africa, America, Asia, Europe, or Oceania, or you can choose a particular sub-region and the country inside that region. Okay, and after uh, giving the proper like informations, that what kind of disaster information you want to collect. Say for example, I want to collect all the natural disaster. Okay, and I want the world record of natural disaster. Then I don't need to put any information here. I just keep this empty and see how many records I found is 10,241 records. Now, if you give any particular country or continent, then the corresponding record will be given that in Africa, out of that 10,000, more than 10,000 records, 2,000, more than 2,000 records are from this Africa continent. If you again click on Asia, then you can see that around 4,000 records are from Asia as far as the natural disaster is concerned. Now, if you click America, you can see 2,300 kind of record. If you look at Europe, then there is very less, 1,300. And if you look at the Oceania, then there is even more, that is even less, that is 381. So, since we need throughout all over the world's record, so we have I have not given any choice here. I just kept it empty. Now, by default, the record, if you look at this pre 2000 data, is particularly subject to reporting biases. So, basically, this repository provides you the data from 2000 to 2024. But if you want the earlier records, you just need to click this uh, button, and then automatically this you can see the 10,000 records converted to 17,000 records. Okay, since we do not need this, if you have any requirement, you can collect that, but most of the data are on as it says, based on the biases, and many null values are present there. You need to do many filterings on that. Okay, so now you just click on this download button, and once you click on the download button, the data will be downloaded to your computer. Now, the next thing you have to do is the documentation part, which is very important to understand the data. Okay, so if I open the data, let me show you the data. So here is the data, and if you look at this, you can see the different columns are present here. If you look at the classification key, disaster group, disaster subgroup, disaster type, so there are different disaster subtypes like this information. These columns are present, attributes are present, and the corresponding values are present into the data set. Now, if you go further on the data set, you can see many attributes which may not be understandable for you. So what you need to do, you need to go to the documentation page. So now I will go to the documentation page present in this website, that EM-DAT, and click on this page. Here you click on this EM-DAT documentation. Okay, if you click on this access the data, you come to the same page. Again, if you click on this EM-DAT project, you come to the parent website from by which you came you log in to the portal. Now if you click on the GitHub, it will go to the GitHub repository, and there are many other links are present. Now I will click on this EM-DAT documentation. Inside this EM-DAT documentation, you have a link for data structure and content description, which tells you the in-depth presentation of the structure and the content of the database, which is our aim to understand the, which is our target to understand the database. Now if you click on this, it will further go to a page where you can see the link, that is EM-DAT public table. In this table or in this link, you can get the content and presentation of the database as publicly available. So the publicly available dataset, whichever is present in the repository, you can get the detail of this. Now you click on this, and here you can get the column names present in the dataset. So you can get all the column names like this number, historic, classification key, disaster group, disaster subgroup, disaster type, disaster subtype, all these things, whatever I have shown you earlier, those complete list can be found here. Now the characteristics or the type of the column, like it is an ID type, it is a mandatory field. Okay, so all the mandatory fields and optional fields, you can find it here, what kind of data it contains, whether it is a binary valued, nominal, or some other or numerical, that you can find out, continuous valued, that you can find out from this type field. And the description describes the particular column name. If you want to understand a particular column name, like for example associated type, then it tells that list of secondary disaster type cascading from or co-occurring asides from the main type, which is an optional field. For example, landslide following a flood or an explosion after an earthquake, separated by the pipe characters. So the associated types, that which disaster type is associated with what, that information is given, and that is separated by a pipe character. And there are many such informations are also present. If you want to know more on that, each of these attribute, you just go through the description column, and what kind of data, whether it is mandatory or optional, you can get it from the type. And after understanding this, you can use the data for your further analysis. And that is the complete description of downloading the dataset from EM-DAT. Hope this guide will be helpful to you, and after using this, you can log out from the website. Thank you for watching the video.